The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Hi, everyone. It's the 7th day of December, just about to wrap up the year. We're looking at the Dow up 129 at 36,080. This is the Tiger Technicians Hour. Basil Chapman here, and of course, I'd love to get your calls at 877-927-6648. What we are looking at is that the rebound in the Dow is pretty good, but look at the rebound in the S&P. Going from 4495.12 around about December the 1st. Makes the arch pattern, comes back, has a successful retest around about 45.36. And then what does it do? It has 1, 2, 3, and today, because the day's young, we can talk about it only as thus far. We've got another green candle at an all-time high, hit 47.57.27. And that is spectacular. It is a leg D, and the weekly chart, of course, is improved, and it's almost impossible to believe that this is still leg B in the monthly chart. In the Chapman Wave methodology, just for always get new people, so let me just do this. In the Chapman Wave methodology, I just clicked on it, and I didn't get it. There it is. From an identifiable low bar, we try to count each successively higher peak. We don't try, we do. And it can go all the way to 7 higher peaks. There's no H. It goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There's no H. But it's at D that other things can happen. It can recycle. It can have a sharpest decline. But the objective is to get you in a buy signal to a buy mode, which says, you are going to go to a leg D. It almost always doesn't, always, but almost always, 90-something% goes to a D if it's upgraded from a buy signal to a buy mode. And it's at that pattern that other things can happen. Well, lo and behold, we're at D in the daily. We've got an alternate count here in the weekly, which says G/C, which means we've got to monitor it quite well, closely, because it is unusual for a peak G in a weekly chart or a monthly chart to have a significant turnout. It can happen, but it is so rare. It does happen in daily charts. Usually at that point, you're going to get a recycle. And as I say, it's only leg B. That means our buy signal is implying that there should be a peak B. That means you can't get that until all of January is completed and there is no new high above whatever December's high is. And then you have to still get leg C. That takes you to February. Then you have to make peak C if it happens. And that takes you into March. Then you have to make leg D. Takes you into April. And then you have to make peak D. Leg D goes to peak D when it turns down. And that takes you into, we're talking about months. So the objective is to get to a D. So this is really bullish action. It doesn't mean to say you couldn't have a decline. You could have a decline. You're at 47.58. You could go down to the 14-period moving average of 4,200. That's 500-something points. That's 5,500, 6,000 Dow points, and still be in a buy mode. You could go even lower than that. Doesn't tell you how low you can go. It just says on the upside, there should still be a peak B, then a peak C, and finally a peak D. We have to make some decision. Is this it? Or is it even going to go higher? Look, this is the monthly, and it was a rare peak G at 3393.52 in February of 2020. I say rare because we did have a down arrow. Everything was working just fine for the down arrow of 2940 back in September. But basically what happened was that sudden sharp downturn in 2020, coronavirus, obviously, was an aberrational aspect, and it did go on. It succeeded in going to a G. Look at the Dow. Actually went to a peak D. That's what we were looking for. D, we've just made a D in the weekly. We made a peak F in the monthly. But that D in 2020 in February at 29,568 pulled back. I would say it's kind of sharp, 39% to 18,213. And then it ran all the way up. And we're fortunate we got long right at the bottom at March 23rd. Still long that position. We've added, we've been up and down, but we've taken a little bit off, kept the core position, and then we added to it last week. I think it was Tuesday morning pre-market on that dip, early morning dip, and then there was a spike. We managed to get in. Now in a shorter term, we're long again. And all I'm saying is that these are the patterns that we look for. So let's go on. Let's go to the QQQ because this is fascinating for us. QQQ is trading at 401.20 up 4.30, playing catch up. You got your Chapman wave falling axe, and it says that this particular pattern right here. Let me just draw it in. Oh boy, I don't like messy charts. I know you think that might be messy. It's not messy to me. It's very clear. Let's go to the top part. Did I actually draw? Yes, I did. Let's make this for the moment. I'm just going to do this briefly. Make this nice and thick, weight, fat. And let's make this blue. There it is. And now let's make this also, going to make it transparent a little bit, 40%. There you are. Now let's add this to the other one, and we go new parallel, change the color to pink. Not sure how to land up with these particular colors. And that says, yep, there's a chance that we could go to the all-time high of 408.71. And what's really important about this is that within the context of the MACD, which is just cross-positive, the stochastic's lagging badly at 67, needs to be above 80%. On-balance volume's lagging, but the 9-period moving average went, today, just cross-positive. Now, that's really a big thing. So we're looking at the chance that the Qs could have further to go over the next coming days. At this point, I'm calling this a gray A. Why? Because the starting point for the buy mode was at 354.38, October the 4th in the daily chart, went to a peak D, did a head and shoulders pull back. You remember, it's a pattern I dislike intensely. You've got to use other techniques because by the time you recognize it, most of the time that head and shoulders is pretty much done. It's ready for something else, which it was. And I'm just going to say to you that within the context of this particular pattern, if there is a new high above in the QQQ, the NDX 100 trading vehicle, Invesco Trust Series, about 408.71, I have to consider this is a new leg C, and that puts us together with the S&P, and it says probably January is the earliest time that you can make some kind of a top. Just the way I'm looking at it, and let's move on from there. Let's go to the IWM. Russell 2000 probably improved a little bit. Yes, it has. Now it's only down 9 cents at 221.96. Still the laggard from that trough F. The MACD cross positive, stochastics okay at 60%. On balance volume's pathetic. 9-period moving average hasn't crossed positive. So we're going to be watching this. Now, I had said to subscribers, I thought they would have a day of rest today. A day of rest. The Dow's up 147. The S&P's up 33. Wow, that's a day of rest. I don't know what an exciting day is. I'll be back in a moment. Basil.
Are you looking for a way to consistently add winning trades to your portfolio? Tom O'Brien is here to help. Tom O'Brien has been successfully trading markets for over 30 years. A frequent contributor to TD Ameritrade Network and CNBC, Tom O'Brien founded TFNN over 20 years ago to help educate investors just like you. Tom's daily market newsletter, Market Insights, is published every morning when the markets open to give you the competitive informational edge you need to succeed. These newsletters are packed full of Tom's advanced technical analysis and are geared to deliver comprehensive strategies for a successful portfolio. Get Tom O'Brien's newsletter, Market Insights, today and try all of our products and newsletters 30 days risk-free with our money-back guarantee at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Folks, well, I hope many of you took advantage of the Tiger dollar sale that was going on over the weekend. That's something special. Talk about a bargain in the market. That is a bargain for sure. All right, let's just see a question about NVIDIA, because this is really important. When we go to the SMHs, let me just go back to the SMH here. The SMH, which is the semiconductor index, took out this morning, this declining trend line. I love to put these trend lines in. I love to I'm going to just get rid of a lot of stuff here because it was functional. It did its job, but now it's done. So the two arch formations, like a lowercase m, finished. Take it out. The rectangle formation. I still say right now we're in the rectangle formation. So the question is, I think it has been for a while, is the semiconductor index ready for another concerted effort, concerted move into the higher ranges? Is it about to break out, in other words? And the only answer I can give to that is to say, I have to follow the price movement. Why? Because we've seen these rectangles I don't know how many times, and we've seen the way price points at highs, even if it's just recovery highs, even if it's an all-time high, can remain as a barrier for quite some time. Even if the price goes within pennies, you sometimes still get that pullback, and we've seen that over and over here. 1882 was the high of the 22nd of November, and look at this. We went to 315.57 on the first. We went to 315.42 on the 7th of December. We're in right now, we're at 313.80 as a high. So we're testing these highs. So it's basically what we're looking at here is that there's a slight down channel, but there's a sideways rectangle formation, and that's really important. So now let's go to NVIDIA and see if that's going to help. Well, NVIDIA at this particular point is acting really well. It's gone above its trend line, this falling axe. What's a falling axe? All right, let's just go there. Falling axe is just simply rally, and then all of a sudden the price stops and it starts to make lower highs and much lower lows. Then it starts to form a base. And that base says, oops, I'm turning around. I'm making either a cup formation or a V-shaped formation, and I'm about to take out that upper trend line resistance. Well, what happens is the price movement that we see, you can go in the same number of bars, the same angle, the degree, in the same way. And all of a sudden, you're looking at that left side high as being tested. Well, there are a lot of left side highs here in NVDA at 308.73, up 12.40. And how do I look at it? Well, you remember what we just did? I just did the S&P, this falling axe formation, right here, just a mini breakout. No, sorry, QQQ, right here. The falling axe formation, declining highs, much sharper lows, and then it makes the H pattern, goes to a lower low and starts a signal that could, I'm saying could, I don't know, could turn into a buy signal. And the next thing you know, it's broken above that resistance, and it can go 1-to-1 to the upside, same number of bars. Let me just make this a little bit lighter so you can see what I'm talking about. 70% there. So you can see what's going on there. So let's go back to NVIDIA. So NVIDIA, same thing. Falling axe formation, lower highs and much lower lows, and suddenly turns around. Potential for a cup formation right here. I'm going to be as conservative as possible, go to the very outer bracket, and then push to the right. And there it is. And it says, hey, if NVIDIA is able at any point this week, preferably by Wednesday, to touch 315 to 318, that MACD will finally cross positive, and if it does, it usually gives it another couple of days of upside movement before maybe it breaks down. So we'll see if that's going to be. But the on-balance volume is really just so-so, and the stochastics at 41%. It's really not showing much. If you look at the weekly chart, it is holding very well. Look at the monthly chart, spectacular. Yeah, peak F. I could rename that because that could be a Chapman wave instant restart there. That could be F/B. I didn't want to do that until we had considered whether this was going to be a consolidation that took time and price, just time or just price. So far, it's kind of a mix of, 346 down to 271, 70 points. Yeah, that's 18% or so. That's a lot of points. So let's see what happens now. So I haven't answered your question yet. I'm not ignoring it. I want you to look at applied materials. Remember round number high? AMAT. Applied material 159, round number high on the 16th. Where is it today? 159.29. That is really positive. And that says I have to now consider that this is the starting point right here, that this was peak A right there. That was peak B. Then it failed. Should have been gray A and gray B. I'm not going to change it now, right now. Pulls back, and now it's in leg C to the upside, and that could go to a D. If you remember, the Dow, it wasn't the Dow, it was the S&P. The S&P is already in a leg D at an all-time high. And that's where the little yellow light flashes say, you don't have to do anything, just be real careful, because this is where it could turn and reverse down. So for applied materials, leg E in the weekly chart, G/C in the monthly chart, and leg C in the daily chart, that's a positive. Let's look at advanced micro devices, AMD. It's kind of lagging, but it is doing well today. It's up 6 at 152. I can just say that this is the same kind of pattern we've been looking at in terms of the cup formation, but it doesn't have the falling axe because that's already been curtailed. Yeah, look at that. Not bad action. It could fail, but all of these could fail. Not applied materials because that's a new all-time high. So all I'm saying is that if the SMHs, semiconductors, are showing strength here into the end of the year, into perhaps the first week of January, that is really strong. Well, now, a couple of things that I have looked at, and I'm going to do this in a moment. Let's see. On the left, on the right, I'm just looking at all these different questions. Can I just do this? Yes, I can. MA, that is MasterCard. Question came about a week ago. actually more than a week ago, and I said, I need to look at it. It's looking okay. Do you want, last week I said you can nibble at it. It was right somewhere down here in the 340 area, 348, I think it was. And I said you can nibble, but I'm watching it, that 200-period moving average. It goes down, it goes over, it goes out, it keeps coming back to 350. That's the 200-period moving average in the daily. A MasterCard MA trading at 359.33, down $1.25. Well, it's in leg C, and I drew this over the weekend. This is a rising, narrowing wedge formation. What happens very often is these rise and rise, then they make a D, and then instead of collapsing or breaking out, they kind of make a cup formation. I always think Statue of Liberty. I have no idea why. I keep thinking, I'll try to do this. It's like it wants to. Here's the arm, and it's going to hold the torch right there. That's all I can think of. And then it goes to a little bit higher high. So all I can say is that it is acting well. I can't remember if I did say if you start a small position, you can add to it if it starts to rally. But I don't remember that. But it is acting very well. I'll be back.
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi, folks. So we've got a question here about NVIDIA. Where are we? It's a 5-minute chart. So, 9703, 297.13, 297.17, 297.12. So that becomes A. All right. So this is going to be interesting. This is the 5-minute chart. And I'm going to mention this right now because I might forget it. Okay. So that's a B at 298.87, 298.11, pulls back. Oh, man. 298.07, 298.11. Great. I thought that was higher. I'm usually good at this because I've done so many hundreds of thousands of these. I can visualize it very quickly. D, this is right now, I'm not sure. Oh, I think I started it wrong. Oh man, no, it'll be okay. I'm calling this an E right now in the 5-minute chart. So it's about to pull back probably. So 308.40. Watch the 5-minute if I can read that. 398.85. Yeah, 398. 308.85. Right there, 308. No, we're coming down to 306. Yeah, 306. 306.80 is your support, and then 305.31. So it's at peak. I don't know if you get peak peak E right now because I think I took a lower low. Oh, 296.37. Please. 295. Yes, I got the right one. Whew, I do these visually all the time. I have there's none of this is notated. I do every alphabet, every piece of lettering on every single chart you see. So if it's wrong, it's my fault. I'm taking full responsibility. So the 5-minute chart, peak E, it should be pulling back. Got the 1 minute hasn't given a sell signal by turning pink. And the 2 minute, the same thing. So just keep in mind that it's still, everything so far is positive. It's hinting that the 1 minute is about to pull back, and I would not be surprised if the 306s gets tested. We'll come back to it towards the end of the show if I remember, but that's what I hope that helps you. And a couple of things. Yeah, I keep getting these questions, and I keep thinking, wouldn't it be great to do another all-day webinar? I love them. I really enjoy them. Just scheduling is a problem. Got a really busy couple of weeks, so I don't know when I can do it. 21, 26, 21, 30. And the real nice thing about it is that you see this live. You see me doing this live, and I'll do this live during the day with whatever charts we're looking at, and you'll see how we can notate it. Vista Core Security Systems. This is one I liked recently. I didn't. Let me just write this down. I stopped being very thorough. I've been very thorough in writing, but I haven't been thorough over the weekend of writing down the stocks that I spent so much time looking at, and now I'm trying to remember which they are. Thank goodness I did remember one. This morning we got into it. Otherwise, we wouldn't have got into it. So far, it's acting quite nicely. We got another one that we missed by 1 penny on Thursday. We got into today, and it's running. But the day is young. I can't really talk about these as being successful. So security systems. All right. So this is Vista Core. Acting really well. I liked it. I liked the fact that I don't know why I wrote it down and I had all this notation and I didn't do anything. I think it was mentioned in the den. Maybe, Zip, you mentioned it before. This isn't your first time. So I'm calling this right now E/B. Now, the reason why I'm going to give it an alternate count is because this is the first time it's popped up with a MACD like this and the stochastic rallying at 88%. If this stochastic flattens out and still holds 80% over the next couple of days, I'm pretty sure that this will be the starting point. That'll be peak A. This will be peak B, and it makes 1 penny above the high of Thursday, either today or tomorrow or the next day. 22.50 starts a leg, and I think that's a leg C, and it's going to go higher. This is acting really well. It does have, in the rectangle formation that I like to draw, I could do this. I'm going to do this for now, just because it's unusual to do this in a monthly chart in this particular pattern. And let's just get this all the way up. There it goes. Okay. So the reason why I've got this in an oval pattern is because the rectangle fits, but it only fits after the high and the low was tested. And that's there. I'm going to put 2 patterns. And all I'm going to say is the way it's acting, Vista Corporation, VST 22.00 down 0.3, is because this particular pattern, once you get the shorter term averages, the time frames moving up, then you can start to see the larger one improve. And then you can start to say, well, whatever candles or whatever techniques you're following, use them. And here you've got the upside down Chapman wave Roman candle, perfect. And the action was perfect for the upside down candle, going lower and then coming back. Now it has gone halfway on a shorter term basis in the weekly chart. It's even closed above. No, it hasn't yet. Yes, it closed last week above the midpoint of this particular wick of the candle of the February of 2021 with a high of 20.02 and a high of 24.20 and a low of 17. I'd say 7 points in a $20 stock is quite something. And it suggests that over a period of not just weeks, but maybe it'll be a month or two, that high of 24 is going to be retested, especially since last week there was a close above the halfway marker. Let's just see if that's going to work out. And all I can say, that'll fail if there's a close under 18.30 in the next even week or two. Under 18.30 says, nah, what are you talking about? But so far it's acting very well. Next question I had was, UAL, oh, no, it's just a statement. UAL cancels 2.9% of Monday's flights as the virus has staffing issues. I know that. My son was skiing and he was coming back and the plane was delayed. And then because of that, they missed their connection. They finally got a connection. But that was pleasure. That was for business purposes. These delays are, that's something else completely. All right, a question that came in about, let's just see what this says. I'm going to get to that after the break. So what I wanted to do now is I needed to do a couple of things that I wrote down. So I did that JEPI, and this is one of my subscribers and one of our core listeners for years and years and years had sent me this saying his son had recommended it to him. He's had it for a long time. JP Morgan Equity Fund, JEPI, JEPI, trading at 63.05, up 23 cents. And we were looking at it way down here. I mean, it was not looking good. And down in the 60 area. And here it is 3 points higher. It gives a fabulous dividend. And I said, I'm going to do a little work. Well, over the weekend, I did look at it. This U.S. high-quality dividend stocks recommended by JP Morgan, and this is part of the fund that they've got. I have to admit, you were absolutely correct. I should have dived in and said, you know what? I like it. This is doing well, and it's trading at 63.05. Now it's about to get to leg D in both the days.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
I'm going to go back. So let me just do this. So in the Chapman wave notation, I use other techniques as well. And one of the things about the notation, and that's one of the reasons why I have always had, I haven't done it for a little while now. I'm trying to find some time to do it. I know Dave White is taking off a little time because he's got a lot of stuff that he's trying to organize and to at least codify. Mine's a little different because you're talking about not just thousands, not just hundreds of thousands, but basically you could be looking at 1 million charts with every single chart having its own characters like people. They have the same kind of core DNA type things, but not the actual DNA. And as a result, what we're looking at is, for instance, here I've got high-grade copper. This is very clearly a leg B to the upside. Stochastics at 89%, and that's very good. Technically, because of today's action, I could actually put in an up arrow. It might fail in leg B, but the MACD is good. Stochastics at 89%. On-balance volume is kind of weak, but the 9 is over the 14 period. This has the chance now, after these restarts, that's the whole thing about in the Chapman wave, if it fails and takes out the left side low that started everything, it's done. You have to find a new buy signal to actually get going. So there's a good chance that high-grade copper is going to move from leg B, pull back, then go to a leg C, and then pull back, and then go to a D. But it's all within this rectangle formation, right? And even the B right here on the weekly chart at 4.823, that is already basically a gray B because all the technicals in the weekly chart are really very poor. The monthly chart is much better. So when I go to an FCX, there's something different. And there's that rare G that I was talking about. I said daily charts can go to G. It's unusual. But if you identify it correctly, look at all the signals that gave that turnaround, said that's not a G/B, that's a G because of the sharp pullback, and then breaks down and goes all the way from the 41 area down to the low of 35. And then all of a sudden it has this H pattern, retests the left side low successfully, has another H pattern, goes to, this is gray A, because it's under the previous high. Still haven't got any signals. Gray B, because it's still underneath the previous high with no real signals. Pulls back for another larger arch formation. And then, whoops, it has this huge 5-6 day rally all of last week. And that's a breakout. And that's now leg C in the daily chart of Freeport McMoran copper, 41.83 up 70 cents today. And not only that, it's a new leg C. Now, here again, technically I have to call this a gray C because it's under the previous high. And only the MACD is good. Stochastics under 80%. On balance volume is kind of pathetic. I don't know why it is, but that's the why I don't have to argue with it. So this just says, yeah, it has all the characteristics in price, the pattern of a buy mode, but I don't really have the technical veracity. So I do think that this could be a weekly buy mode. This is a brand new week and it's only just broken out. I need at least a couple of days, if not the full week, to make a decision. But it is a peak B in the monthly chart, and that should go to a C and a D. Does it do it in January? Does it do it even in maybe December? It's still got enough days, 5 days. I don't know, but this is good action. So that's Freeport McMoran. And then a question came in. So this is what I wanted to explain. That the Chapman, here it's clear. The daily's in a buy mode in leg C. There's no other way to count it. There is no H after a G. And it went to a lower low. So this is brand new. This is clear. The weekly chart, very clear. I'm just saying, I don't know if it's a blue or a gray. If it's blue, it says it should go to a D. I'm calling it gray for now. Very, very good action. Today's actions, particularly breaking out like this start of a week. And that says, give it a little time, because it's a weekly chart. You can't talk about a weekly chart after an hour and 15 minutes of trading in the week. It's the whole bar. I have to wait for the Friday at 4 o'clock. So that's what I'm saying. I just wanted to do a little coaching here. Do you see anything in X? The question came up. That's US Steel. Yes, I do. I see something in US Steel. I think it's beginning to find some kind of a base in the 22s. It's trading at 23.47. It's one of those situations where if 2022, if the S&P is correct in telling me, if I'm correct in reading the S&P's leg B to the upside, then US Steel at some point should have another burst of energy as infrastructure talks or something happens. NUE was the better one. This was, there we go, Nucor, but it's a little bit, it's not quite the same pattern, but it's in a stalling position. It's up $1.11 today at 115.41. And there I circled the weekly chart with the same thing. It has the potential for a one-to-one to the upside. This could be a fulcrum propeller shaft right there, midpoint, to move higher. And what's the other one? Oh, I want you to look at CLF. CLF, which is Cleveland Cliffs, flat roll steel. Yes, it's in iron ore pellets. And it really is more, it kind of is a different category in a sense. But look, it's starting to form some kind of a base at 20.66. So what I'm going to say is, the person who asked, I know you have longer term outlooks as well as short term. If in your longer term outlook, you are prepared to put US Steel at 23.48 just in a file. In other words, I wouldn't get a full position. I wouldn't get a half position. I'd get a starter position, and you can make that whatever it is in your percentages, knowing that it's a position that you want to add to at some point. That's number one. And number two is it shows that it has 22. The exact support is the double bottom low of 21.87 and 21.86 on the lower low. So that whole upper 21 area to 21.50, I'd say that's absolutely key support. If it closes under that, I'd say, you know what, you can always come back in. But looking out, if you've got yourself a 6 to 7% risk on a starter position right here at 23.50, I have no qualms with that in your type of thinking that I know. That was a questioner. Now, next thing I've got here is where did it go? Where did it go? Yes. Did you look at gold? Yes, I did. Gold, I said at the time, was just unchanged. Now it's up 2.5. Gold is starting to improve, but that weekly chart suggests that it's kind of vulnerable to sudden dips. And I like the fact that it had 3 green candles going from the 1780s to today's of 1880, 1814. And what I've said is if it could start to trade, if gold can start to trade in the 1820s and hold there for a couple of days, in other words, out of 3 sessions, 2 of the sessions is traded and closed above 1820, then I think we're looking at the potential for a cup formation, and maybe the two finally go together. That's the Bitcoin, which has a little bit similar position at BTC. There are. Bitcoin actually had a bigger pullback and now is acting quite nicely. It's up 450 at 51,510. So we've added into the crypto area today. It's kind of a starter position. I don't know how it's going to succeed, but we'll see what happens. I'll be right back. Basil Chapman, Technicians Hour. Bow's up almost 200 points.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are you looking for a secured investment which pays you on a monthly basis? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be the program for you. The best rate on a 5-year CD in the country right now, according to Bankrate.com, is paying 1% per year or $1,000 per $100,000 invested. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly, on secured, high-value, buildable properties in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment is for 4 years, paying 7% per year or $7,000 per $100,000 invested. Your investment is secured by high-value real estate in St. Petersburg, Florida. Your investment can be anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000. Do you want to make $1,000 per year on $100,000 invested or $7,000 per year on a secured Tiger First mortgage? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be just the program for you. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly. For more information, you can call 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Now, folks, here we've also got, oh, good, this is starting to work. Just all of a sudden shut off. Let me just get this click. Couple of clicks somewhere in. There it is. Okay, so a couple of things are really important at this particular point. You've got Jabil. As I recall, Jabil is in the semiconductor area, had a spectacular run, and what's really important right now, look, monthly chart, leg D, I haven't done the daily, but look at the, haven't done the weekly, but look at the daily. This is really important because this is in leg C, and here we've got all these different semiconductor stocks acting pretty well today, certainly after the fabulous move on Wednesday, Thursday, having a kind of a follow-through. So what I am looking at here, and I'll be looking at this very closely over the coming few days, is what exactly is going on in this particular area. How does it impact the general market? Does it have the potential to give a whole January, not just a week or two of upside move? Does it have the potential was that, in other words, the VIX index, was that it? Was that not the A low, but the low? I think it was A low, and the low is still to come in, where the price in the market has to go either close to, or it doesn't have to go all the way down, but the emotional low still has to come. This was a technical low, and that's why I call it internal low and a residual low. Think earthquake and aftershock. So that's what I'm putting in place here. And if you look at the IYT, this is the transportation index. This is a nice rally up one at 274. It's broken that trend line, falling axe trend line resistance. It's over above it now. It's even acting enough for me to say, wow, it looks like it's gone to a leg B. So there are positives here, and that's the reason why we don't have any shorts. We've got longs. We've added to the longs, added even a couple today. I'm not sure if these are going to work. They're in the area that says they should be good. Stay tuned. You've got Larry Pesavento. You've got great programming all day, and I don't know if the Tiger Dollar is the same. It's still up. If it's still up, grab a chance and get yourself Tiger Dollars.